Decoded.
Hey there and welcome. Ever feel like you're capable of, so much more, but something just feels stuck? Like maybe you're on repeat, or those big dreams just seem slightly out of reach.
Definitely a common feeling.
Well, get ready, because we're diving into a book today that suggests the real magic isn't somewhere out there. It's actually inside you.
Right.
We're cracking open. You have the magic. It's all about understanding your subconscious mind and, crucially, giving you tools to actually change things.
Yeah, actionable stuff.
Exactly. So our mission for this Book Decoded episode, pull out the core ideas, share some honestly pretty cool stories, and give you practical things you can maybe start using today.
Okay, so the starting point really is this incredible power of your subconscious. I mean, we're talking about the part of your mind processing something like 95% of everything.
Wow, 95%.
Yeah, and it's not just passively storing info. It's more like a super vigilant bodyguard.
A bodyguard, okay.
Based on everything you've experienced before, all your past stuff, it's constantly filtering and shaping the reality you actually perceive, often totally unconsciously running on old programs.
Okay, so this isn't just like abstract thinking. The book really nails this idea. You could live the exact same calendar day in two totally different ways.
Right. Based purely on your internal state, where you put your focus.
Yeah. Think about it.
Yeah.
You wake up, grab your phone, start scrolling, maybe get caught in comparing yourself, feeling frustrated. By noon, you're just stressed and drained.
We've all been there.
But that same morning, maybe you take a few minutes for yourself instead. Connect with someone, work on a creative idea, and suddenly you feel refreshed, maybe hopeful. You start seeing opportunities, your focus, your energy. It's actually creating that experience.
Exactly. And that leads right into one of the big tools in the book, visualization.
Ah, yes, visualization.
And it's not just thinking positively. It's about really impressing a future reality onto that subconscious bodyguard we mentioned. The author shares some kind of wild stories. Like what?
Like visualizing her New York City apartment down to the tiny details and then actually manifesting it. Or mentally rehearsing being in this specific penthouse suite she'd never even seen.
No way.
Only to get put in that exact suite later for a work thing.
Okay, that's where it gets really interesting. The book explains why this works. It's about the brain, right? Mirror neurons.
Precisely. Your brain, especially with mirror neurons, kind of struggles to tell the difference between something you vividly imagine and something that's actually happening.
So when you visualize regularly, like Jim Carrey writing himself that $10 million check.
Yeah, the famous story. He carried it around for years before getting that exact amount for Dumb and Dumber.
Right. So doing that actually strengthens the neural pathways for that success. It makes it feel real to your subconscious.
It influences your actions towards it, often without you even realizing you're doing it.
But, okay, what about those deep beliefs that whisper, you can't do that, even if you're visualizing like crazy? That's where another key tool comes in. EFT Tapping. Emotional freedom techniques.
Right, EFT. I've heard of this. Didn't it start with Dr. Callahan?
That's the origin story, yeah. He was working with a patient, Mary, who had this intense water phobia. He found that tapping certain meridian points while she focused on the fear could actually neutralize it.
Okay, so tapping points.
Yeah.
Like on the forehead. That's for clearing your head, right?
Yeah, clearing mental clutter, anger. Side of the eye helps release worry, fear. Under the eye can soothe anxiety, bring some peace.
And the collarbone point is sort of for overall calm.
Exactly. It acts like a pattern interrupt for your nervous system, basically calming that fight or flight response.
So how do you use tapping with, say, visualization or limiting belief?
Well, that's the insightful part. You tap while bringing up that difficult feeling or memory. Maybe it's an old heartbreak that makes you scared of new relationships.
Okay.
By tapping as you feel that fear, you help your system process and sort of dissolve the intense emotional charge tied to that original memory, that root.
Ah, like clearing the root affects the whole tree.
Precisely. You clear that root memory, and it can dismantle the whole network of negative thoughts and experiences linked to it. It makes space for new, empowering beliefs.
But finding those roots can be tricky. Does the book help with that?
It does. It offers what it calls the subconscious breakthrough formula. Basically, a set of questions to dig up those hidden blocks.
Like what kind of questions?
Things like, what's the bad thing that happens if you actually achieve your goal? What do you believe you'd have to give up that maybe you secretly like?
Ooh, that's a deep one.
And crucially, what's the evidence your subconscious uses to prove this belief is true, or why getting what you want should be hard? It directs the detective work right to the source.
Okay, so let's bring this home for everyone listening. What are some actionable takeaways?
Right, things you can actually do. First, maybe try journaling your habitual thoughts. Not just what you think, but how you feel when you think it. That helps uncover the beliefs underneath.
Good one. And look for opportunity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those little synchronicities or winks.
Yes. Repeating numbers, timely connections, signs you're getting aligned. Also, gratitude. Daily practice.
But be specific with gratitude. Yeah, not just, I'm grateful for my house.
Exactly. Feel the texture of your favorite blanket. Notice the light on your plants. Train your brain to see the good details.
And vision boards, make them personal. Photos from your perspective, like what would your bank balance actually look like on your screen?
Or even simple photoshopped images, yeah. Make it feel viscerally real. And definitely give the EFT tapping a try.
Even if it feels a bit strange at first.
Especially then. Just try it to neutralize the emotional charge from past stuff.
You know, it sounds like actively working with your subconscious like this really shifts your experience of things like divine timing.
Totally. It becomes less about waiting for the universe to deliver and more about you becoming ready internally. Clearing your own blocks allows things to flow to you faster.
Those synchronicities become less random, more like confirmation.
Exactly, like little nods saying you're on the right track.
So, bottom line, you really do hold immense power to change your life. It starts inside by working with your subconscious.
It's less about changing the world out there and more about shifting your inner landscape first.
Okay, so here's a final thought to leave you with. If your subconscious mind is constantly creating your reality based on old programming, what would actually change in your life if you intentionally chose to rewrite just one core belief starting today? Just one.
Yeah, think about that ripple effect. What could shift?